Hi, my friends. It is Meredith, your evolutionary astrologer. And today we're going to have fun. This is going to be short and sweet. And we are going to talk about the pain and the pitfalls. Yes, with Tauruses. And I'm going to give you 10 reasons why falling in love with Taurus can be a very treacherous journey. The virtues video. If you want the virtues video, please go watch my entire playlist about Taurus. And I have plenty of wonderful, beautiful, great things to say. So if you are a Taurus, or if you have your big three in Taurus, your sun, moon, or rising, or your Venus, or if you have any planets that are personal, so sun through Jupiter in the second house, you want to pay attention to this video. This video is for you and about you. But I'm really talking about if you're involved with somebody who's got big Taurus energy. So if you're involved with somebody who, say, is a Sagittarius, sun, moon, and Venus, but it's in the second house, you want to listen to this video because this video is going to describe their Taurian energy. So this is going to be simple, fast, and furious, and fun. This is going to be easy. Take me out on a walk with you and learn all about the pain and the pitfalls of falling in love with the bull. Also, I want to tell you that this video is unedited. So you're going to see me, Meredith, bloopers and all. And also, if you want a personal reading, you can just go to soulnavigation.com and you can book a reading with me or Stacy or Connie Joe, who are my readers here at Team Soul Navigation. We would love to work with you and help you with your relationships. So let me just tell you, like, falling in love often feels like, I don't know, a sunlit field of sunflowers, just prancing through the sunflowers, right? Warm and golden and serene, and you're on cloud nine. But when it's a Taurus that you fall for, that field is so lush and verdant and endlessly inviting, yet it's guarded by a formidable, unyielding, strong bull. Yes. And Taurus is ruled by Venus. As you know, it is an earth sign. It's grounded into that earth element. And it does promise you comfort and loyalty and devotion. It all sounds lovely, doesn't it? Until it's not. You guys might absolutely hate me for this series. I hope you're watching the whole entire series. You don't need to look at your chart to understand this video, but I wanted to go into sort of the painful bits, the hard parts, and maybe offer a few remedies. And if you like this series, let me know. But if you want me to do my next series on the virtues, like what's so great, I can do that too. But for now, we're going to talk about the darker side, the shadow side, the pain and the pitfalls. So loving a Taurus can sometimes be an unexpected, painful journey. And you could find yourself full of longing and frustration and even heartache. And I'm going to give you 10 reasons why it's sometimes irresistible and sometimes it's just agonizing to be involved with the immovable Taurus. So the number one hardest thing I think about being involved with a Taurus is their reluctance to change. Taurus is an anchor. It is steadfast in its plodding along and it's unmoving, which at first feels wonderfully reassuring and it feels very secure. However, they have a deep aversion to change. And this can quickly become quite depressing for the person who is involved with the bull, especially if you are a mutable sign, which is Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces. So whether it's sticking to routine or resisting new ideas or just refusing to budge emotionally or seeing it your way, Taurus's inertia can leave their partner just yearning for adventure, mixing things up, spontaneity, or just growth. So when your world shifts, but they refuse to adapt to your world, it can make you feel like you're moving forward alone, leaving you, with this like ache inside of you, like I'm growing, but they're not. And you will see that he or she, your lover, your partner, you know, has pretty simple needs. And at first, it's so seductive. They're so easy to please. They're so happy. But year after year after year after year after year after year with the same thing, eating the same thing, eating the same food, sitting at the same place, going to the same restaurant, ordering the same meal off the menu, doing the same thing. I have my routine. I do this, and then step one, step two, step three, step one, step two, step three, step one, step two, step three, right? You might feel the madness of your own desire for change steeping in, and you might grow quite impatient yourself. Like, really? Is this all there is to your life? You are so boring. You might be bored out of your gourd. So, I think the second most painful, hard, difficult thing about being involved with a Taurus is how guarded they are emotionally. These people guard their emotions. You will not see vulnerability inside that bull's face. Nope. And beneath the Taurus's surface calm, they look so calm and serene, lies this like fortress of feeling. And they're really slow to trust, and they're even slower to reveal the depths of their feelings, emotions, thoughts, and hearts. And so winning their affection is like coaxing a rose to bloom in an ice storm. It's like, come on, baby, bloom, bloom. I water you every day. I breathe life into you. Bloom, baby, bloom. No. So you could spend days, weeks, months, years, decades, gently tending to their defenses, being the safe one in their life, hoping that you get to see their vulnerability in them revealing to you, all that's underneath there, how they really feel. Yeah, just surrender the mission. Hopefully you don't need all that. Hopefully you don't need to see their vulnerability or their depth of love for you, or them cry, right? Like the pain, let me just boil this down to a golden nugget or a boiled potato for you. The pitfall, the pain, the greatest pain, I think, lies in the waiting for a Taurus to get vulnerable, take off the mask, reveal their truth, reveal their feelings, live down at the bottom of your soul with you. Yeah, you're going to be waiting your whole life. Unless they've got some Gemini, unless they've got something that will allow them to playfully take off the mask and reveal themselves. So, truthfully, the pain lies in the waiting for Taurus to put a ring on it, to make a decision, to reveal their heart, to make a, whatever it is, make a leap of change. And so in the meantime, you're just loving them fiercely. You're just showing them fierce love, and you're showing them you're the safest place in the world. You're their safe room. And this emotional guardedness looks like stability, doesn't it? It looks like they just don't have a problem in the world and they are just so strong and so capable. No, it's not that. What it really is immovable. And they focus on the things they know. I know home and I know work and food, and also the pleasures of life, of love, of making love. But yeah, they are so emotionally guarded. You need like a little pickaxe to open up their shell. Yeah, they make the Cancer look like a marshmallow. So I think the emotional guardedness is really confusing at first. It looks so serene. And after a decade of that, you're just so worn down to a nub, you quit probably even trying. If you're involved with a Taurus or somebody who has a lot of Taurus energy, will you please write your story in the comments for all of us? Please, 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 because everybody learns mostly from your comments. Yes, they learn from the video, but then when we have comments, and remember, we don't do sun sign astrology. So this is easy astrology. I can see over 40,000 things in your chart that, so not every Taurus is going to be like this. You might be an enlightened Taurus. You might be a Buddhist Taurus. You might be in the surrender. You might be really, really highly aware, and you might have other placements in your chart that don't make you anything like this. And you might be a Taurus, and you might be highly offended if you are a Taurus. I know my one girlfriend, she is a Taurus rising, and she said, your Taurus rising video was so off. And I thought, was it? Was it really? Yeah. The third thing I would say is like the heaviness, the overwhelming level of possessiveness. I think this sign is the most possessive sign, even more so than Scorpio. Scorpio can cut you off and leave forever, but Taurus, they are so possessive. They are fiercely loyal to you, yes, but their loyalty comes with a desire to own you, to possess you, to boss you. They want to know where you are, what you're doing, and with whom you're doing it. The need for security is so enormous that it leaks into jealousy, making you feel watched or controlled, or it's just this great inquisition, and even smothered. And the desire that you might have to reassure them that no, I was just at Pilates. I wasn't doing anything. Can be exhausting, and it can um the even the pain of their suspicion of you, which will feel like a lack of trust, um can become excruciating. It's like there's nothing I can do. I could dress like a frump, and you're still going to be jealous of whoever talked to me. And so I also want to tell you that they feel like this is a little bit of the possessiveness, not just the jealousy. Yes, the jealousy is there, but the possessiveness is massive with Tauruses. So if I'm a Taurus, what is mine is mine. And whatever you think is yours is also mine too. So what's yours is mine as well, because you're mine. You are mine. And so whatever you own is mine too. So what is mine, and whatever is yours is mine too. Yeah. So do you guys agree with this? By the way, will you please like, subscribe, and share this video? And also, I want to invite you to please become a member. If you become a member, it's only $2.99 a month, and it puts 10 cents a day into my pocket. And it's not a lot, but it helps me take time out from all of my readings, my schedule, so I can do more videos and reach more people, especially people around the world that might not normally have access to astrology videos. So we do deep, true, real, authentic astrology. We don't normally do sun sign astrology, but I'm having fun with this series for you guys, because a lot of people asked, hey, can you do quicker videos? This video is too hard. I don't understand these Pluto placements. So that's what I'm doing. So I would really, really love it if you would consider becoming a member. It helps a lot, and it allows me to pay for editing, even though this video is going to be unedited. So you get me, bloopers, and all. So I also want to tell you that they, back to possessiveness, they feel like they own you, they own your time, they own your schedule in a way, but they can stalk you at night. If they want the answers, they will get the answers. And don't be stupid enough to talk about your past or your body count in the past and who you did what with, and because they will transpose that onto you in the present tense, even though that was 10 years ago. And they'll even transpose it onto your future, and they will think that you're still doing that thing that you once did. Oh, I used to be a stripper. I didn't tell you. Yeah, I'm not stripping anymore. No, now you're coming home late at night. What are you doing? Stripping? You're stripping? You used to strip, so now I think you're stripping. No, I'm 59 years old. I'm not stripping anymore. Oh, are you sure? Maybe you're stripping over at the senior center. I'm making this, but it's funny. Like, they will transpose the story, and they will think that you're doing that right now. And they'll think that because they never change, you never change. Because they don't grow necessarily, you never grew. You never became enlightened or aware. And so if you used to do acid, are you still doing acid because you used to have a drug addiction? Do you still have a secret drug addiction? Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, annoying, painful pitfalls. That's the name of this video. And you might think at first they're so loyal, but really, really what you're going to find out is they are like maddeningly possessive of you. And you might even see that your lover wants to choose what you eat, what you drink, what you wear, and what you should believe in, and what your attitudes should be. And are your attitudes the same as theirs? And if your lover is fixed in their beliefs, and they can be very, very judgmental when you choose to step out of those beliefs that they had, that you once had, that you no longer had. And so now they think you are disloyal to them. And this is a slight to the relationship because you no longer believe in the thing that you said you believed in, that I believe in. And what happened to you? Oh, you grew. Yeah, you no longer believe in that old fashioned thought process. You no longer subscribe to the thing that you guys subscribe to because you grew your brain, you grew your autonomous thought process. And not everything needs to be in a pact, in a pack. So these lovers can snoop because they want to know if your loyalty is to them. Yeah, they'll make you take the polygraph test to test your loyalty to see if you really are loyal to them. Or are you loyal to something other than them? They want to know. There is possession here. And they are also very possessive of their things, their pen. You want to piss them off? Take their favorite pen. You want to piss them off? Log into their computer and switch out their browser. They will die. Gemini would be like, oh shit, why am I on Bing? I wanted to be on Google search. That's annoying. Deet, deet, deet. Okay, got it. Taurus, yeah, fuck with their fonts. Fuck with their fonts. They're very possessive of the chair that they sit in. Do not sit in their chair. No, don't sit in their chair. They're possessive of how their living room is. You know what you should do tonight at dinner? You should sit in their seat. Yeah, see how it goes. You should sit in their recliner. You should sit where they sit on the couch. You should sit there. Yeah. Don't drink out of their favorite cup, their cup of coffee. Don't drink out of their cup. Don't wear their clothes. Yeah. Actually, I want you to do all of that. And I just want you to F with them. Just mess with their minds. See what you get. Have fun. Play with the bull. Tickle the bull's tummy. Woo! Tickling your tummy. Poking the goat. I think it's the bear, right? So what is theirs is there, and you need to keep your filthy paws off of it, even if they love you. That's no excuse. Just because I love you does not mean you can use my hairbrush or my curling iron. Nope. 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 So continuing on, number 4, stubbornness is a real thing, and it is beyond reason. The Taurus's stubbornness is legendary. Oh my God. Once they make up their mind about anything, it's concrete. Disagreements just become stalemates. Apologies are very rare. When's the last time the Taurus in your life said sorry? I once had a Taurus in my life say sorry, but they said, I was blackout drunk, so I don't remember a damn thing that I did to you. Oh, really? Funny. Well, I was stone cold sober and I remember everything. Yeah, it was really, really bad. And they said, so you want me to apologize for things that I don't even know that I did? Yeah, you can start with that. You can start with that. I want you to start apologizing for the blackout drunk things that you did do. And I can tell you what those things are if you want to know. No, I really don't want to know. Let's just pretend it didn't happen. Yeah, right. Okay, the stubbornness comes with like a like a side salad of obstinacy, and it can make you feel absolutely like rage filled mad. You can feel unheard, absolutely unheard, no voice, like you have no voice, you have no thoughts to yourself, unseen, undervalued. And you might see yourself just giving in to this big giant bull just to keep the peace. And isn't it funny that these people are Venus ruled? Yeah, they like the things they like. And you better like those things too. You have to pledge a loyalty. And so you will start to harbor your resentments silently and quietly. And that quietness, just because they're impossible to deal with, because they don't apologize really. They don't like to apologize. They don't like to be wrong. They are the domineering bull. Bulls do not say sorry. They just usually do it differently the next time if they're capable of changing. But it erodes the relationship quietly underneath. And you're going to do things basically inside your relationship three ways. So you're going to do things three ways in your relationship with your Taurus lover. And I'll tell you them. Are you ready? You need to write these down. Okay. The first one is their way. The second way is their way. And the third way is their way. It's really hard to remember. Yeah. You're doing things their way. Yeah. Their way. So I had this Taurus friend, and we were living in this, or she was living in this city, big city. And I went to visit her for the weekend, and we had a blast on day one and day two. And she was a very loyal and good friend to me for many, many years, for like 25 years. Well, I, I was walking down the shopping district, and I got suckered into and scammed on this, like, I forget what it's called. It's like Aura Gold or something. Anyways, they scam you. They hand you a sample and they give you a compliment. Your skin is so beautiful. And then they find a fault. Oh, but have you ever thought about Botox in a bottle? Or have you ever thought about like clearing up, those the redness on your face? Because your face is so beautiful. But I have something for your redness. Come in. So, anyways, I got scammed, and I think it's Oral Gold or something. Anyways, I wrote a scathing review about them. They're scammers. And I ended up buying a $300 cream from them or something. And I went back to my tourist friend's condo. And I am not exaggerating it, and I'm not joking. And I have never talked to her again, because I just cannot be in a relationship that can go that psycho that fast. Like, we've had 20 years of being loving, kind, and nice. And she literally ripped me apart, like just lambasted me in the most um psychotically abusive way of what a dumb shit I was, how stupid I was that I could let people scam me. Um, I asked her if she would walk back with me to get my money. She said, absolutely not. I'm having nothing to do with that. And I just can't believe you were this stupid. You were this dumb. You let them take $350 from you. Like, what an idiot. Like, just roasted me over the coals. And then, she like didn't call me for 6 months over this. I already felt bad that I got scammed. I didn't know how to get out of it. This was many, 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 many years ago. This is more than 19 years ago. And I just was like too nice. They really strong armed me. Anyways, she never called me. And so I didn't call her. And I was like, that was so mean. Like, oh my God, I had never had anybody in my whole life just berate me like that for about 2 full hours of just what a dump I was. And so I never called her. So she never called me. So I never called her back. So we've never talked ever again. And I'm not calling, because it was just so mean. And I don't even know if I don't even know, like, what's the point, right? And she's never going to see this video. So I felt like I could tell you that. But anyways, I have been on the bad side of the bull. And when I truly like did not deserve it, it's just that I got suckered. And anyways, they really need you to be like in alignment with their belief system. And I believed these people were really trying to help my skincare regime. And obviously they weren't. But I want you to realize that you're never going to be able to fix these people. And when I saw that side to her, I realized, wow, she's got way bigger problems than I could ever even fix or help or deal with, or I don't ever want to be on the end of that stick again. I don't ever want to be in that again. So I just kind of let the relationship, drift away. And you're never going to be able to fix Tauruses. You're never going to be able to change their mind. And you're never, ever, ever, ever going to get them to believe in something new. Nope. The only thing you can do is hope that they enroll in a class where you're not their teacher and where they learn something new, the thing that you hope they learn on their own. But you will not be able to get through to them, especially if they love you. And in this case, my friend, she really did love me. She really cared about me. We had been through, like army boot camp metaphorically together. And she really cared about me. So she really, really loved me. And she was starting to be possessive of me. So I'm just telling you, if your Taurus loves you, you're not going to be able to get through to them. And I know that sounds ironic. A perfect stranger can get through to them way more easily than you could ever penetrate their thick skull. And they take advice from strangers that they think they respect rather than you whom they love. I know you're going to hate me by the end of this video. Okay. So number 5, the slow burning inferno pace of everything. Nobody moves slower in love than Taurus. I'm not joking. They savor every stage, each moment, every sentence, smell, and every decision is carefully weighed with meticulous care. Now, that can be really grounding and feel super thoughtful. And it can also feel like a torture chamber for those people who crave spontaneity and sort of burst with emotions and need enthusiasm to be shared and somebody to jump up and down with. Yippee, yay. Yeah, the Taurus, you're going to see a lot of Tauruses, they don't move with enthusiasm like that. No. So the people that are like spontaneous extroverts, that are just like, woo, this is really, really tough. But you can also end up constantly waiting for a commitment, or a declaration of, what are we? Are we just a situationship? Are we a relationship? Am I your girlfriend? Am I your boyfriend? Am I your thing? What am I? And so, you could be just dying waiting for this declaration or for a new chapter in life. Like what's our next level? Are we going to get engaged? Are we going to buy a house? Are we going to have kids? And maybe you're not in the traditional path. So whatever the next level looks like for your particular relationship, you could just be sitting there and it could leave you filled with self-doubt, plagued with restlessness, wondering if your relationship is even progressing. Are we doing anything? Are we just hanging out? Are we just watching movies on Friday nights? What are we doing? Out of the whole entire zodiac, I think that Taurus is the slowest moving and can be when it's not healthy, when it's not functional. Remember, this is the shadow side. So this might not describe you. You might be a Taurus and you might be like, absolutely not. This is not me. And that might be because you have other things in your chart, because we don't do sun sign astrology. You have to look at all 40,000 things in your chart. You have to look at the house placement. You got to look at your moon placement. You got to look at your, the angles in your chart. You got to look at your aspects. There's tons. But I wanted to do an easy, simple video for those who just wanted to take me on a walk with your dog or just, do your vacuum cleaning with your headset and listen to me. I invite you to, yes, go watch my entire Taurus playlist, but really go watch my more complex videos on what true astrology is. If you really want to learn astrology, there's so much deep truth in it. You can start with my Learn Astrology playlist. I have like over 50 videos in that playlist, and you can start really learning how to read the whole entire chart. This is just one small thing in the chart, but I think Taurus can be quite lazy. In their shadow side, they are the laziest sign of the zodiac. Only Pisces can meld into the couch and have like long periods of complete stillness. But I still think Taurus takes the cake for the immobility, the sign with that is the least likely to move or change or get off the couch. So they will only move. Here's some tricks. Here's some thoughts. They only move at their own pace. And they're not going to be bullied or belittled into getting them to change. No, You're not going to be able to shame them into quit smoking. You're not going to be able to shame them into quit drinking. You're not going to shame them into going to church. They will stand firm. They will look you straight in the eye when you make your request for change, and they will literally go like this. Mm-hmm. And then they'll go on their merry way. And you don't even know if like the brain cells fired. Like, did the brain work? Did you hear? Did you see me? Did you hear? Yeah, no. So what you need to do, and this is not all my strategies. You should go watch my Taurus in love, and oh, I have another Taurus love relationships video. So go watch my Taurus and love videos because I give you seduction tips. I give you the seduction tip, how to seduce your Taurus. But basically, you cannot bully, belittle, cajole, manipulate. No, your Taurus will not budge, but you could give them a reward. So to get them to move, right? Just think about how would you lure a bull into the barn, right? They will only change on their own terms and if they want to. So it's your job to seduce them into wanting to change. First, you have to get them into the barn. Yeah. So get your hay and lure your bull sweetly and gently into this very comfortable barn. And then that's another video. Okay, number 6. Materialism. I think it is their vice and their virtue, but material comforts take center stage. They are in high blaring focus. And so Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet of beauty and pleasure and money, but they have an undeniable penchant for luxury and comfort and material stability. Even if they can't personally afford it, they still want it and they still feel entitled to it. So while this means that they oftentimes create a beautiful environment and they treat loved ones to life's greatest, sweetest joys, and it also means that they can be really materialistic to a fault. And it might not be handbags that you collect, but you could be really highly attached to money, 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 and money. And you may suffer if you're less focused on possessions and you want more experiences, adventures, and emotional connection. And so Taurus's love language oftentimes is buying something. And so you have to see what your love language is. That your love language? And so the pain comes in feeling like you're competing with things, not people, for their affection. Also, you can feel like they are profoundly generous with you at first, but later you'll see that your Taurus kind of expects you to work 2 jobs also. And they kind of expect for you to contribute to the 401k or the savings or the, play money. And they kind of want you to pay for 50%. There is a frugality because they're big savers, because money creates security and I have to save money to create my security. And they have their eye constantly on their bank account and on yours. Yeah. They like possessing quality things and maybe they're a little bit frugal. They might have the bare minimums inside of their house and they put all their money into their fancy car. Or if you're dating a tourist, be sure that they understand your financial situation, your financial beliefs before you get involved. If you believe they should be paying for everything because they make 5 times as much money as you do, they should know that because pretty soon you're going to be asked to be splitting the bills. Yeah. And if you ever divorce your Taurus, yeah, they want half the house, if not the whole house. So they either need to know that you have a lot of money and you can afford the life that you want and they're not responsible paying for it, or you should let them know that yes, you will be, you can love me, but you're responsible for paying for the lifestyle that I love. But don't let them find that out on their own later. You will be so sorely talk money, talk money, 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 money. You need to talk about money to your Taurus in the early stages of your relationship. It will come up. It will come up. And you want to be on the same pages them. And just because they're on the same page in the beginning does not mean that that's the way it's going to be forever with them. Yeah. Okay, Tauruses avoid confrontation. They avoid loud noises, just like a bull. A bull does not like loud noises, but they're very passive, and they avoid confrontation until they absolutely lose their shit, until they completely go off like a grenade. Tauruses would rather avoid conflict than face conflict head on. They choose peace, not dealing with things, over honest confrontation, because the honest confrontation is going to probably force them to change something. And the small little grievances are swept under the very fancy plush, you know, bearskin rug, until one day that dam just breaks wide open. And when they finally erupt, years of pent up frustrations cascade out like an ever loving waterfall. And the results are often shocking and deeply wounding. And they have been keeping a scorecard this entire time over every fault. And so, like my story before, maybe it wasn't even about the face cream. Maybe it was about something that I did, 8 years earlier, that I had no idea about, that I was never even given a hint about. So what I'm saying is that they're keeping score. And loving a Taurus sometimes means living on the San Andreas fault line. That is the fault line that goes up through San Francisco all the way to Washington State, where I live, where Mount Rainier and Mount St. Helen erupted is, and it goes all the way up to Canada. So living on a fault line, right? And that's scary. So you're never sure when that earthquake, when those tremors, are going to arrive. And they walk in the door, boom, you can tell by the way they shut the door. Oh, my bull is mad at me. Are you in bed with a bull? Are you in bed with a bull? Can you relate to this? Will you please leave a comment, like and share this video, please, and let me know your comments. I would be so grateful. And you can even say, Meredith, I hate you for this information. I am nothing like this. You are wrong. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I've done astrology for so long. I know the shadow side really well. And if you're evolved, you probably don't behave like this, but you potentially could. I also want to say that while they like this peace and they're very passive, they are very judgmental, because they are fixed in their thoughts, and they are fixed in their attitudes, and they are fixed in their prejudices and their politics. And nothing you can do or say will have them be different. No. And I want to also tell you, Tauruses will and can hold a grudge forever, and they can make Scorpios look like a delicious, sweet little effervescent cupcake. Yeah. Because they absolutely do not ever want to be told that they are wrong. Yeah. They like to be the boss, and they will deliberately try to stir things up on occasion, by saying things, to see if you really are on their side. They are always evaluating if you're with them in this, if you're on their team or not. And they see life black and white. If you're not on their team, then you're not with them. You cannot be both. Nope. You cannot have two faces with a Taurus. Nope. You're 100% in, or you're not. Do you guys agree? So also, I want to tell you, if you really want to understand your whole entire chart, you can go get my starter package. Just go to shopsoulnavigation.com, and you will see I have so many master classes and full 3-day workshops that I've broken up into tiny, like separate, lessons. You can buy any of those. You'll see all of my fabulous, wonderful reports, but you could get your starter package. And that's where you should start, because you will get your gorgeous natal chart that I designed, that's so easy to read. And then you will get your entire report on all of the planetary placements and aspects in your natal chart. And it is just, astrology is so genuinely earth-shatteringly revealing. It's so accurate. The accuracy is crazy. Even if you're a Taurus and you don't relate to this, go get my starter package and find out why. Maybe you have 5 planets in Gemini, and then you should be listening to the Gemini part of the series. Yeah. Okay. Number 8, the unyielding need for security. Oh my God. Oh my God. Security is everything to a Taurus, like absolutely everything. And it is, financial security, emotional security, and physical security. And Tauruses are unwilling to take risks, especially with their hearts. This can make your love story feel like less of an adventure and more like a insurance policy. Yeah. Dreams and leaps of faith are met with skepticism, and the pain comes from feeling your excitement, enthusiasm for them and your life, and the the dreams that you have for you, with their cynicism, caution, and pragmatism. And they play devil's advocate a lot. Like, they lead with no, no, you can't have that. No, we can't do that. No, we can't afford that vacation. No, we can't go to Disneyland. And they seem calm, cool, and collected on the surface, but they have very deep hidden insecurities around not having enough, even if they have enough. Remember, did you guys go listen to that video when I talked to you about my neighbor who had all this money, and he always told me how poor he was? If he only knew how I had this much money in my bank account. Yeah. Yeah, that's in my Taurus playlist. But they just have this insecurity of feeling like they don't have enough. And that makes them also feel like they have insecurity around people betraying them and not feeling secure inside of who they are. They always want more loyalty, more determination, more money, a better job, more sex. They find that if you don't want to have sex with them, they get insecure over that because they have attached your loyalty to sex. Well, of course, like many people do, but what I mean is they attach, if you desire to have sex with me, then you must be loyal to me. If you don't want to have sex with me, now I'm cynical, skeptical. Why not? Where are you getting it from? It's like, no, dude, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I worked a 16-hour day today. I just ran a marathon, right? I just came from a funeral. I'm not in the mood. How about that? Oh no. Who were you with? Who did you meet at the funeral? Huh? Mm, mm. Who'd you meet? What'd you wear? What'd you wear? What were you wearing? What were you wearing? You can't be not interested in having sex with me and something not be right. Something's not right. Something's not right. Have So they can become very, very insecure if you're not like 1000% in it with them. And they will, I'll tell you another crazy thing. All of this insecurity, all of this possessiveness, they would rather stay in a bad situation forever, um, especially if it brings home a paycheck, rather than rocking the boat, taking a risk, and going for a bigger, better job, a bigger, better life, a bigger, better person, a bigger, better that could make them happier. Right. And so they don't want to end up with nothing. So they'll just play small potatoes because it's better than taking the risk of losing it all, having no options, having nobody to have sex with, right? And so going for the thing that really is in alignment with a bigger version of themselves might rock the boat of their security. So they would just rather stay insecure in a small potatoes relationship than rock the boat and really get what they want. Yeah. So if you are a parent of a Taurus child, work on these lessons early, early, early in life. Like, roll the dice on you, play big. Find the Aries in their chart. Find the Sagittarius in their chart. Find the risk takers in their chart, even the Scorpio, and push them into playing bigger. Tauruses need people that can inspire them, lure them, seduce them into the bigness of their own life, of their own goals, and help them through sort of seducing them into a bigger vision of themselves. Okay, number 9. They have selective sensuality. So Taurus is so sensual, it's magnetic, and their love language is as much as physical as gift giving. And if they withdraw affection intentionally or not, it can be excruciatingly painful because you know that they want you 1000% in, but if they're not in it, it feels so cold. You really feel them missing because you know that the physical presence and the physical part of the relationship, the sexual part of the relationship is just so critical to them. So when they pull that away, when they delay the kiss or delay the intimacy, it is like it is like the torch has gone out. And so their sensuality is such a gift. They can make you feel so comfortable. They give the best massages. They really understand creature comforts. They know how to seduce with comfort better than anyone in the entire zodiac. But they can weaponize this and they can take it away to make you crave that. And it can really hurt when it is absent or when they pull away. Okay, number 10. Number 10, the impossibility of rushing a Taurus. So Tauruses cannot be hurried. We've talked a little bit about it, but I'm just going to tell you that it is their pace or no pace. So we're going to go at their pace. You know, I always think sometimes like the slowest person in the relationship is the person driving the relationship. Well, they're usually the slow one. And they need to be certain, absolutely 1000% certain before they make any kind of declaration or move. And this can leave you in a suspended state of animation. Like, don't pop out and say, I'm so excited about us. We're really planning our life together. No future building, right? Don't future build. And don't wish for, you know, your flower to bloom faster than it can organically bloom. No, nope, nope, nope. So the agony of loving a Taurus is in that waiting for them to choose you, waiting for them to trust you, waiting for them to love you back at the same level that you already feel. So remember, Tauruses don't change. So I just want to tell you that if you're going to have a Taurus as a lover, a Taurus partner in life, this is going to be a lesson in patience, in endurance, in the long distance marathon of love. And this is going to require deep self reflection for you, not them. And the highs are really, really rich and they will nourish your soul. Their loyalty, their devotion, their sensuality, it's unparalleled. But the pain is real. The ache of waiting, the sting of the stubborn silence, the quiet suffocation of endless, boring routine, the longing for emotional openness and vulnerability. Everything just seems just right out of reach. And if you fall for a Taurus, be prepared to love deeply 1000%. Also be prepared to hurt very quietly. And if you're lucky to be rewarded with the kind of steadfast affection that endures all storms, woohoo, you probably have found yourself a healthy enough Taurus. Okay, you guys, I hope you're liking this series. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your comments. Please, please, please go thumbs up and like my video. I really appreciate, and subscribe to my channel. Do you know that I have 60% of my viewers are not subscribed? How are you going to find me in the rabbit hole of YouTube? Don't leave. Don't leave. Please subscribe to my channel. And wherever you're at in the world, from my home in Seattle, Washington, to wherever you're at, I wish you the very, very best. Bye for now. Take good care.